Now I gotta remember my measurements for when I do headbands. Um, Generally they're at least, let me sure, I think like 16 inches if I'm not mistaken. The headbands that I make, it's like the knotted ones. So yeah, they're about 16 inches. And the length a lot of time is like 23 inches. And I generally do the 23 inches um to make sure I have enough room for the knot and for it to go around the head. So that's what I'm about to do. Let me get the length I need out of this. I really need to see how long it is all together. My hand's ashy. Let me go put some lotion or something on my hand. I do not like working with ashy hands. It drives me crazy. Okay, so this one, let me see how long it is. Ooh, it's 28 inches. So I know definitely with this fabric, if I wanted to, I can make two headbands out of this one. Well, I just make one for now, but if I wanted to, say if I wanted to, create just a random headband or something like that, I would be able to do that. So I'm trying to see, do I have a sample one somewhere? Let me see if I got a sample one. I need some lotion. Okay, I had to go get me a little piece of lotion too. It ain't nothing cute about. It's just something about the touch of the fabric and your hand real ashy, honey. I do not like it. It bothered me. I don't know about y'all, but okay. So I'll keep one of these. I already cut it in half. I put my other piece over on my bag over there. So now it's time to cut this thing down. So again, I do like for them to be a bit wide. I might actually leave it this wide. Let me see how wide it is. I don't know, that's not bad. It's kind of wide, but I might just leave it the way it is because I don't feel like overdoing it today. So this one is 29 inches long. I think I'm gonna cut it down to about, I'm gonna do 24 today. So I'm gonna make it a little different today. I'm gonna cut it at 24 inches. Ooh, okay, girl. So it's been a while since I made one of these. I don't remember. I forgot that quick. Oh my god. How did I forget? Okay, so generally what I do is I stitch down this end like this, fold it just like this. But I'm debating on if I wanted this wide. I think I'm gonna take a little bit off of it. So it is essentially almost like 14 inches. I don't want it that wide. But you know what? I can take that inch off when I sew it. So I'm gonna leave it the way it is. go ahead and add a couple pins to it. Today I'm gonna use my my regular sewing machine, and we're gonna stitch straight down right there. And I always start with a back stitch, of course. Now I'm gonna back stitch when I get to the end of it. Of course, I'm gonna remove the pins that I do have left over up here. Snip my thread. Now for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the little extra off, because I did essentially I added I basically sewed off about a half an inch of what's already up here. So let me cut that off. It's just extra at this point. So all of that is done. Then I'm going to turn it right side out. So this basically is how it's looking so far. Let me turn this down a little bit so it can show on the table. There we go. That's much better. So as you can see, so for the next step, this is the seam right here that I sewed on, right? So if I fold this in half, I have to go ahead and know that this is going to be the point where I want my bow to go, because I'm making a knot. So I'm going to tie it in a knot right here. But while I'm doing this, I'm trying to be mindful of this stitch, these two stitches right here. Make sure they line up. And what I'm going to do next is see if these are the same size, which they aren't. So I'm going to go and move this knot over just a little bit more, so I can have my two sides that are somewhat uniform, like this. Okay, so that's going to be my bow looking situation, right? So now that I have everything, let me turn this over here, showing, hold on, it still seems like it's a little bigger over there. But anyway, here we go. Those two are the same size, essentially. And what I like to do for mine is I like to match up the seam part See these two where I stitched down in the beginning? I matched them together because those are going to be pieces that I will join together. And then I'm going to find another clip to do this part. Okay. Also, what I'm going to do is turn one of these inside out like that. All I did was just pretty much scoop it inside out. That way, I can sew all this together, and I'm going to leave like a little small opening to flip it right side out in a minute. But everything is in here. And I'm going to leave a little opening. And again, that opening is going to allow me to open it inside out. But I want to have enough because I have to put that big old knot through here. So that's something to remember as well. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to make sure I stitch all this together. So I'm going to start right here on this side where I have all these clips. And again, I have this opening here because that's where I'm going to turn everything back around. So I'm going to put it on the machine. The back stitch. Then I'm going to go around it. Now I'm coming up to the part where I have the hole, and I'm going to back stitch because I don't want that to tear or rip or anything like that. And I'm going to take that off, cut my edge. Now I have this little hole here, and that's more than enough to pull everything back out for my headband. Okay. So to close it, because you know we still have this hole right here, I'm going to turn everything inward like that. That way I don't have any type of edges exposed. And then I'm going to pin it closed like this. Or I can use my clips. But I like, for some reason, I just like to, I don't mind using pins for knits and stuff like that. And I'm going to pin that closed like that. And then I'm going to go from here to here with a straight stitch to close that part out. Okay, when I finish stitching that, I'm going to make sure I back stitch it because I don't want any of my threads to open up. And I'm going to do that. And essentially it is done. However, some people do not want this line to be showing on their creation. So what you can do, and that's the beauty of like adjustable knots, you can loosen this knot up and you can literally turn it around and put the knot on the side you want it on. So I'm going to turn around and put it on the side where I stitched at, and that's going to make it look seamless. I'm trying to get this knot without snatching it too much, but yeah, so you can just play with it and put it where you want it to go. So essentially, that's it. Now, of course, you still gonna have this in the back, and you can turn that inward. But yeah, that's basically a little headband. You know, that's it. See, I'll be sitting here pulling and tugging on it forever, trying to make sure it's, the other piece is covered. But honestly, don't none of it bother me. But that's how you basically make it look seamless in the back, and that's pretty much the headband. Any questions?